The Brian and Wolfgang Show. The record store. The record store that turned into a podcast. So, my friend Charlie posted a thing on my Facebook wall, and it was a thing about Sammy Hagar having his mind infiltrated by alien forces.
And
it made me
control.
remember a story from a long time ago when I got dragged to see Van Halen.
Van Hagar.
Well, it was Van Hagar, and I had seen Van Halen several times. Anyway, so
Lyve
Charlie
without
posted
a
this thing,
front
and I
man.
remember this thing that happened, and I told the story, and anyway, so I'm going to tell it again. Well, but I'm going to read this thing.
sound.
Okay, yeah, okay. All right. I remembered this event after I responded to you posting that image last night. I need to remember all of the people who were there and get them to tell their
Kevin,
versions of the
Chris,
story.
Mike,
Here's what happened.
Paul.
Fortunately for me, I saw Van Halen several times early on, first tour with Ted Nugent through
Fair Warning.
Mean Street. No,
Fair
wait,
Warning.
Diver Down. Anyway.
Right, it was Diver Down.
All right, where was I? Fortunately for me, here it comes. Fortunately for me, I saw Van Halen several times. Unfortunately, inertia is a thing, and I got dragged to see Van Hagar. I wonder if I went because I had a car and they needed someone to drive. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure it was my friend's old station wagon, the Plymouth with the space-age automatic tailgate that was like a hungry electric mouth, you know? Anyway, someone on the parking lot, he was trying to sell mushrooms, and then I saw him again, and he dropped a bag of mushrooms. I picked it up and tried to catch him and give him back, but he was running to get into the show, or running away. I didn't know.
He's running away from
I gave up out of a...
I'll just stay right here. Yeah, I think I'll just stay right here. I gave up out of an abundance.
I gave up out of an abundance of caution.
I gave up out of an abundance. For some reason, I should just edit this part out, but I don't see anything.
Or running away.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I gave up out of an abundance of caution.
Those people are dangerous. Drug dealers?
I gave up out of an abundance of caution. I was forced to eat the mushrooms. They would take them away at the door, maybe call the cops. We had to get rid of them. I tried to share, but no one was interested. Who would eat mushrooms found on the ground, even if they did watch the guy accidentally drop them? But mushrooms at a Van Hagar show? I mean, if David Lee Roth was in the band, yeah, but Van Hagar? No, that's ridiculous. That's not a thing for mushrooms. Anyway, so not a single fan of Sammy Hagar.
It's called editing. It's called editing. Check it out. It's called editing.
Sorry, that's silly. So I actually appreciate Hagar's early work with Montrose and even up to the cheesy but wonderful power pop album Street Machine.
It's pretty great.
But I was not looking forward to this. It seemed like sacrilege. It seemed wrong.
Yeah.
It seemed off. So I ate an unknown amount of what looked like the mushrooms I'd seen in pictures in the drug books I obsessively studied.
It had to be at least
I
a
think
quarter.
most dried mushrooms look
not
similar,
a half.
though. I could have been eating poison, you know? Anyway, know your substances. Don't be a teenage Wolfgang.
Don't.
Seriously. Don't.
Just don't.
Anyway, so I told the jerks I was with not to leave me,
Don't
and
leave
I
me
gobbled
here.
the rest of the mushrooms. I was going to look around, live without a net, indeed.
Live
So
without
I
a
did. the mushrooms started to kick in.
Lyve
I got scared and went back to my friends. I was
really
freaking
scared.
out, and I tried to hide the fact that I was tripping, which accentuated the fact that I was tripping. When I got really scared during Why Can't This Be Love and tried to hold my friend's hand, he got really weirded out and
What are you
suspicious.
doing, man?
And he was like, "Oh, so those mushrooms were bunk, huh?" And I was like, "Yep. Why were you trying to hold my hand just now?" And I was like, "Oh, that? Nothing, really.
I love you.
I'm in love with you, and I always have been.
From the moment
I'm gay, and I just want to tell you." And it seemed like the safe thing to say, better than admitting I was tripping. Even though they saw me eat an entire bag of mushrooms. It may have been a lot. I don't know. I didn't have a scale with me at the Capitol Center, So it seemed like a lot of mushrooms when I was eating them. My friend in the parking lot before the show was like, "Aren't you supposed to eat one cap or one stem or whatever? Or can't you die of strychnine poisoning if you eat too many?" And I was like, "I don't know, chomp." I'm like, sure, this is, a single serving, no known LD50, blah, blah, blah. Probably, God, these are gross. He's probably a drug dealer, good reason not to find him and return what's left of these. Drug dealers are dangerous people. So, anyway, I couldn't let on that I was tripping, no matter what. You see?
I'm not high.
I was pretty sure that the hit song sounded like a bad Coca-Cola commercial. As a matter of fact, I used to sing along with the chorus when my friend was playing the CD, and it pissed him off. But look, so why don't you drink Coke right from the bottle? Yeah, tell me, why don't you drink Coke? See? And then, as my friend Rocky pointed out to me, they went on to do a Pepsi commercial. Here's the thing about mushrooms. If you take enough and you're the right kind of person, you can see the future. Now, I saw the future, but I got the soda wrong. Or something changed to make, whatever. I flipped into another universe or whatever. Or whatever. Or it's a coincidence. I don't know.
Probably
I don't care. Anyway, so, right. It's not totally insane to suspect the scenario
Not at all.
I uncovered with psilocybin at a dumb concert with a ridiculous name. You'll see.
Hagar works for the
During my wanderings and eventual frantic return to my friends, I had become convinced that the hit song was some sort of science fiction doomsday device that once played enough times and with sufficient ferocity would destroy the world. The universe. I couldn't let anyone know about these terrifying developments. For one, it would interrupt their concert-going experience, and that would be rude.
That is so
Secondly, I was having fun, sort of. Okay, to be 100% honest, I was being selfish. I remembered that Who concert.
Yeah.
Where the people got trampled and died.
So awful.
They died horrible deaths. It still turns my stomach. Just now, I started feeling sick. Just having the memory.
And now.
Anyway, I didn't want to die like that. Or have anyone else die like that in the panic.
No way.
And miss the spectacle of the end of humanity.
Right?
Seriously. I was trying to figure out how to watch the event unfold and still guarantee being vaporized at some point. I don't want to survive the end of the world.
No thanks.
Do you? No thanks. Fuck that. So anyway, I reached out my hand to hold my mom's hand because I was a scared kid. I was a scared kid-year-old, and the Bay City Rollers song was flipping me out. But it turned out to be my friend's hand, and it was a Van Hagar song, and what the fuck? So my friend was like, so those mushrooms were bunk, huh? And I was like, yup. And he was like, why were you trying to hold my hand? And I was like, oh, nothing really. I'm gay, and I'm in love with you, and I have been forever. Look at your hair. It's so perfect. I know you're Irish, but you look kind of Asian. You look kind of Asian? Like the guy who lives down the street, who doesn't talk to anyone, and has a perfect lawn, and drives a bright yellow car.
Subcompact.
I'm in love with you. No, you aren't. You're high as fuck. You're tripping on mushrooms and you're trying to kill us all.
Drug addict.
And I was like, what? I'm not trying to kill anyone, let alone every creature in all universes. That's ridiculous. And I mean, at the most, I'm allowing you to all die horrible deaths without warning.
It's a good thing.
You know, it's a mercy. I'm a good guy. You think I would... What? I said I miss David Lee Roth.
I miss David Lee Roth so much.
He was like, stop yelling in my fucking ear and stop trying to hold my hand. You are tripping your ass off. Do you need to go sit in the car? It's okay.
No.
There's still beer out there. The car? Fuck that. I'm pretty sure it's alive. And anyhow, that's my story. It's weird to have a palpable memory of a delusion that Sammy Hagar and Van Halen were somehow tied to the William S. Burroughs Nova trilogy. But that's what it was. They were Nova Police or something like them. The heavy metal kid was somewhere in the crowd. Strange things were happening in the concession stand refrigerators and machinery. So, tell me, why don't you drink Coke? Straight from the bottle. Tell me why don't you drink Coke?